Folks, we are on the beautiful Sugar River above the dam at the ancient lands of Belleville. Very, very cloudy today, but we got a worm from DNS on the hook, and we're going to be fishing for suckers, carp, maybe if we're lucky a bass. Anyways, this is early spring fishing on the Sugar. This is usually my first basically piece of content for the year on the Sugar. I did one earlier a couple of weeks ago because it got warm, but this is a great place to go. And there are a lot of fish here. Usually, though, I've never caught anything above 5 pounds here, but people have told me that there are indeed 20-pound fish here. I don't have any reason to doubt them. I just need to catch one myself. And a lot of times, like, you'll catch like other fish here at this time of the year, like there's, you know, shiners and other like smaller fish outside of carp. I think the carp are active. I see several jumps. The water here can't be more than like 2 or 3 feet, but we're gonna get this back into the stand, get the other pole, and get the other pole, get it out, and hopefully then we'll be able to toss with a curly tail grub, because even though I've never actually caught a bass here, I know there are indeed bass here because other people have indeed caught them here. I don't know about this exact location. And there are like, kind of like other smaller fish here that you can catch with lures. So I'm gonna do that because that's always fun. I'll probably come back maybe this weekend, maybe sometime else, a little later, to catch right below the dam, because I think the trout are running right now. I'll probably come on Monday or something, maybe Sunday. And then we'll fish for trout there with like the little lures I got from DNS as well. So yeah, there we go. It's good out there, and let's grab the other smaller rod now with the lure. And well, actually no, we know what, let's get bells on here first, because we always want bells on here. Sometimes these smaller fish don't exactly you know, their hit's not really that noticeable, so you want the rings on board. Hopefully the water is cold enough, I mean warm enough, for them to actually hit. I might actually throw something under a bobber after a while. I don't know, this lure might be too big, but I'm hoping some of those things out there are bass. Like I saw a fish jump out there that did not exactly look like a carpio. Oh. Seems like we almost got a hit there, but yeah, we're gonna get this little orange lure, or it's a curly tail grub. Gonna launch it out there and hopefully get something. I think I got a little nibble there on something. That wasn't a carp, because a carp would just have that weak nibble. I might actually need to get the ultralight from the car, even though the ultralight pole is kind of broken, and just put like a really, really small lure on there to do this. So hopefully we'll be able to get something soon. And yeah, pretty good day, about 50 degrees, and fish should actually be somewhat active today. If not, we'll just come back and do this on Monday. I'm pretty sure it'll be good on Monday, even though it'll be more windy. Thinking we got one here. Pretty sure we do. Water's still cold, so that's a fish. And it's not a small one. Or is it just stuck on something? That's weird. I've never really got, oh no, it's definitely a fish. Or is it a turtle? I think it's a fish. That's definitely a fish. Saw the fin there. Remember, you gotta remember, the water here is very, very shallow. So once you start lifting it out, you will be able to see some fins. This might be the biggest fish of the year so far. I don't know if this is bigger than those buffalo. It's definitely a carpio, but it feels like it's got some weight on it. This thing have drag? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's definitely a carp. I don't think it's super big though. It's on the shore over there. Getting caught up in some stuff. Setup I'm using is basic setup, swivel next to another 50-pound braid line, and a number 4 hook. Is this a big one or a small one? That's an okay size one. It's not a huge one. I know there are buffalo in the sugar. Let me go get my net, which is right behind me. It should work. All right, got a big hoop net. One of you guys said I should stop fishing for so many carp and fish for trout. I will try to fish for some trout later this weekend. Not a good trout fisherman. I actually like fishing for carp more, because I catch more. But not only that, because I just find carp more fun to fish for because they're bigger and they fight harder. I mean, that is a pretty small carp right there, but if that was a trout, that would be a gigantic inland trout, huh? I have caught an inland trout of that size in Baraboo. That was a video like 2 or 3 years ago. I have caught an inland trout about 2 years ago of that size in Baraboo, but that would be an insane size for an inland trout. I think you would agree for the most part. I mean, I guess there's one much bigger in Geneva, but I don't even know if I consider those inland trout because that's basically on a large lake. But there you go. Common carpio. Fine fish. All right, let's get this guy unhooked and get another worm on and throw it back out. But yeah, this is good for a start. All right, let's get this in there and get this thing out. Come on, get out of the mouth. There we go. Gotta get good at that if we're gonna do this. Oh no, the spine got caught. Oh, I think the other thing just hit. But yeah, there we go. Oh, no, I didn't hit. Oh, okay, there we go, there we go. All right, let's throw this thing back in. Gonna turn the other camera around and then get the other fish. So yeah, gonna toss this in. There you go, fishy. And I'm pretty sure that one hit, so we're gonna move the camera. Let me just take this camera here, take you with me on a trek, whatever. There you go, I think that's good. Not. Let me reset this, there we go. All right, we got that. I think there's something over here. And let's see if we got one over here, or was it just bluffing and it didn't hit, and it didn't hit. That's definitely a fish. See if it's bigger. I think that's a fish. Yeah, it's a fish. It's definitely heavier than the actual weight. Oh, but it's much smaller. Is that a river shiner? Is it a small carp? Oh, it's a small carp. It's not a river shiner. It's like half-pound carp. We'll take that. It's like almost a bluegill sized carp. If this place had big flatheads, I would just use this as bait because this would be really good bait for a flat. A little bit bigger than the regular flathead bait I use, but like a 30-pound flathead, chomp this thing right down. All right, see ya, fish. Boom. This place is overpopulated with carp. So let's get more worms on here and toss stuff back out, because I want to catch more of those. And people have caught, I've seen pictures of 20-pounders here. They're extremely rare, obviously. But yeah, 2 fish, first couple of minutes, definitely pretty good. And Sugar River carp, we only got until about 6 o'clock here to fish for fish, but the way this is going, it won't take that long to get good content. So hopefully we'll be able to just throw everything back out and start throwing the lure back out again. All right, let's get this back out, and yeah, we'll be good. All right, just toss us out as far as we can. I don't even think we need it that far. It'll come pretty close. There was like one right there, so we don't really need it that far at all. There we go. Coming back out. Looks like they're active today. Probably been active for like a week or 2. Is that where you get something? I don't think so, but nope. Stuck on a piece of mud. We'll just get that there. Very nice. 8.5 foot pole, so gonna have to stretch that out a little bit there, and then just grab our handy dandy rig. I'm gonna throw the curly tail grub out. Carp do bite curly tail grubs, by the ways. But I've always had more luck here, obviously, with the worm bait. Never actually caught anything with a lure, but just on the off chance that there's a bass somewhere here, I'd be good. That's gotta be one. Very subtle, not like the line going berserk later in the summer with big carps. But fish, nonetheless. You know, a lot of times at this time of the year, I don't get hits until like pretty much nightfall, but it's like a little after 4 today and they're already hitting, which is fine because I like content during daylight hours more than I like content during night hours. Obviously, viewers generally like it too. It's just that with the gato fish, especially with the bigger ones, a lot of times they don't hit until nightfall. Otherwise, I would just have them all during the day. But yeah, so hopefully I can get some trout content this weekend. Maybe here at the dam, maybe down at Pioli, maybe even at Black Earth Creek, which I actually haven't. Man, these are all like 2-3 pounds. Where are the 10-pounders, man? Where are the 10-pounders? I just feel like this water is like too shallow and the habitat is too small for like any really big ones to arise, which sucks because like the amount of fun I get from catching these exponentially goes up with their weight. Like catching a 20-pounder is a huge thrill, whereas this one's probably like a 3-pounder. Is not nearly as much of a thrill. It's maybe 3-4 pounds. I'm not gonna bother to weigh it because there's no point. Let me go get my net because this isn't like a sand beach where I can just drag them up. This is, gotta get on some rocks and stuff. So we need the purple net. Yeah, guys, instead of like, honestly, buying one for like 60 bucks on Amazon, something like this, just go to Facebook Marketplace, get one for like 10-15 bucks. There's someone that's always willing to sell generally. I guess especially if you're a YouTuber, but still, even if you're just like just a fisherman, like a beginning fisherman, like, you know, you can get stuff cheaper on Facebook Marketplace. It's used, but as you can see, it doesn't really make too much of a difference if whether they're used or new, because it nets fish all the same. All right, folks, we'll get that. We got that. Check that out. Slightly bigger carp, 3-4 pounds, but what you expect on the sugar here. Wish it was like 30-40 pounds. I think if this river was, I mean, the river's wide enough, it was like 3 times as deep or 4 times as deep, which would still probably make it around 10 feet. You can see here, that spike is getting caught on my net, but I can get it out. Yeah, get that out of the mouth. But yeah, you can see here, man, they always hit in doubles. That one might have hit too. Nah, that one's just a shake. All right, there you go. See that? Slightly bigger carp, 3-4 pounds. Let's get this back into the river here and get that, get my pole back out. You can see many of them jumping. All right, there you go. Water's deep enough for them to swim back in there. And they're carp, so if one dies, people here at Belleville will not crucify me if one dies. Because they probably don't really like them all that much. But then again, like the river around here can't really support too much else, because the river around here is unfortunately just super shallow and muddy, and that's just how the topography is, carp or not. And it's always had carp. It's always had carpios. Oh God, I gotta get this off the net. Oh man, these are the kind of annoyances of fishing. Oh, I still got that worm on there, nice. You know what, I'm just gonna use this other one. I don't want to rip that off. It'd take too much time to rip that stuff off. So yeah. Just get that off of that. Maybe use it in a lower bait, but just use a new worm for now. And launch it back out. All right, 3 fish so far. Maybe I can get more. maybe I can get more. I'm trying these new continuous type of videos where I don't have as many breaks in between. So yeah, hopefully it works better than the other ones. But there's gonna be a lot more like a time where I'm not just reeling fish in. There we go. Hopefully we just wait for more bites. I do believe we have another fish here. Yep, that's definitely a fish. But is it? Oh yeah, I was just slacking my line. But this one feels small. That's still a carp, but feels small. There are suckers up here too, but seems like in this flat part, there's not that many suckers. Seems like in the more currenty, narrower parts, there are more suckers. But this one's like a small carp. We'll take it. I was hoping to be like, I'm just hoping one of these will surprise me and be like a trout or a bass, but no dice so far. I know there could be trout here. This is not the habitat they would actually inhibit for the most part. But yeah, I know there are indeed trouts, could be trouts, because there's trouts both upstream and downstream in here, so there's no reason they couldn't be here, but with a slow current, this is generally not where they would be. But yeah, we got another carp. We don't really need the net for this one. It's really small. Kind of, ooh, it's all right, dropping a carp, no one's gonna complain. I know these are protected in Europe for my European watchers. These are not protected here. Kind of a nuisance here. They do screw up the water, but see ya, Carpio. And it's not a prize carp anyway, it's like a really small one. So with that, we're gonna launch this back out and hopefully catch a 10-pounder. Like, the goal here is to catch like a big one, because I've seen pictures of like really big ones caught here. I just have not caught one myself. And I've caught hundreds of carp from this area, but no really big ones. Culling carp is kind of pointless, honestly. People have tried. They like literally poisoned the entire crawfish river to try to get rid of carp. And you know what happened? They got rid of everything besides the carp. So that was like 20 years ago. So luckily they weren't dumb enough to try that again, because that's a complete waste of money and killing fish for no reason without getting rid of the target species. So let's just toss this out there again. And yeah, maybe we'll get another fish, because they really like the worms. Yes, if you're fishing for carp here in the spring, use worms and not corn, because worms work way better than corn in the spring for carp here, 100%. Worms do attract other things as well, but the diversity of fish in this section of the river is, let's just say, less than great. So you don't have to worry too much about that. All right, guys, we got a fish over here. It's I'm hoping it's something else. I always hope it's something else, but it never ends up being anything else, you know. Is this actually a fish? Yes, it's a fish. It's a fish. It's a fish. Dramatic. That's for the dramatic thumbnail. Basically, that's how I make my thumbnails, folks. Dramatic thumbnail for clickage. And you know, it is from the same spot, and I do I'm catching fish, so can't really say it's a fake thumbnail. It doesn't need to be that dramatic, but you obviously over dramatize thumbnails. Kind of like clickbait-ish, but whatever. It is what it is. It's how YouTube works, folks. It's how YouTube works. Yeah, it's not strong enough to pull drag. It's not quite big enough to pull like 6-10 pounds of drag, because it is just another small carp. Man, if I ever get one that just pulls drag like crazy, that's how I'll know I've caught a big one. But I've not caught a big one yet. This one's okay. This one's like 3-4 pounds. But yeah, this is like basically morale boosting fish. Can't catch anything ice fishing? Are not catching much during the winter? Tired of catching tiny bluegills and perch? Boom. You know, 3-4 pound fish all day, man. All day. Here, Beaver Dam, Lowell, bunch of these places. You gotta just know the places. And I know the places. Can I get this fish without the net? I don't really want to use the net here. You know what, I can probably just pull this. I don't want to kill the hook. But yeah, I got it. All right, a fish. A fish. All right, it's not bad. It's just, I think might have screwed up the hook a little bit. Nope, still good. Nice fish. See ya, fish. All right, and then it goes off. Still got, as you can see, still got this ruined worm here. Still got this ruined worm here. And I don't know if I can still use it. I'm going to try to still use it because I want my worms for other stuff. I mean, I guess I don't really have to save worms that much. I can just get new ones from DNS for free, basically. But it does save me a trip to the bait shop because, you know, daylight savings time is coming next week. So because of that, by the time you see this, it's probably already daylight savings time, but daylight saving time is generally coming next week, so I'll have an extra hour before dark next week, so that'll be interesting. Probably want to go to that small spillway of the land. I wonder if they fixed the mill pond there. I think they needed like 250 grand to fix the mill pond there, and for that town, it's probably pretty hard to raise 250 grand. So hopefully they have. But if not, we can just use that spillway. It's not, that part isn't a trout stream either, or not classified, so I can bait it. But they do have basically carp, chubs, and trout there. So we'll see about that. All right, folks. I think this is the last fish of the day. Gotta head off to meet some friends at Bible study. But we're going to try to reel this thing in. I think it's another small one. That's another small one. But hey, we got plenty of fish today, at least. You know, I was only here fishing for an hour and I got 5 or 6 fish. It's always a good time. A lot of small dinks in this part of the river at Belleville here. 4 size, you know, like a size 4 circle hook. Actually, you might be able to do better with like a size 6 one. So I did get several bites that fell off, but like a size 4 circle hook here. And just worms. Also, there is actually a fishing kind of like stand over there, and with pole holders just on that side, and there's like a drain over there. And in the summer, a lot of times that drain does have bluegills, but they're not big ones. But that's another place you can fish. But yeah, overall, not a bad fishing trip. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please hit that like if you've made it this far. Subscribe. Leave a comment saying where you're watching from. And yeah, what you want to see more episodes of. And I will see you guys in the next adventure.